It is at this Rio Beach bar that 24-year-old Moise Kabagambe lost his life. He'd come, according to his family, to demand overdue wages, but his manager refused and called in assailants. As security camera footage shows in graphic images, they beat the young man to death with sticks, tying up his hands and feet. For his family, friends, and the Congolese community of Brazil, it is a double injustice. For Moise Kabagambe was a refugee. He'd sought safe haven 10 years ago as a child to escape the armed conflict in his native Democratic Republic of Congo.
This is a red diplomatic passport. Moise was not just any person, he was a diplomatic refugee.
Suspects have been arrested in the case, but the murder continues to spark outrage over widespread racism in Brazil.
Why is it that they murdered him with a sense of impunity? Because he was black and he was from abroad. They believed that no one was going to fight for him.
The murder has become, for rights activists, another tragic example of Brazil's history of race violence.
This case must be analyzed in the very serious context of violence against the black population in Brazil, whose chance of being a victim of homicide is almost 3 times higher compared to non-blacks.
Kabagambe's family, friends, and rights groups have called for a protest Saturday to demand justice.
His horrific, torturous murder part of it was captured on security footage, and it's really shocked Brazil, Jeannie. It's forced Brazil into this reckoning with endemic racism in the country and also its treatment of black minorities.
And there's a lot of anger in the Brazilian papers too today.
Well, a lot of anger and a lot of questions, a lot of soul searching. This writer for Folha de Sao Paulo asks, why did authorities hide his murder from the public eye for a week? Why hasn't there been a response officially from the Brazilian president? How many beatings make a brutal country, this writer wonders. There is the literal beating of Moise, I quote, black, immigrant, and African. There's also the more symbolic beating, that's of the myth that Brazil is a welcome country to migrants. Rio's mayor actually met with Moise's family 2 days ago and posted a picture with them on Twitter, calling his murder unacceptable and revolting. There's also been a lot of backlash on Twitter with a poster designed by Brazilian graphic artist Dinelli reading "Justice for Moise." It was shared thousands and thousands of times with calls really mounting for action against this kind of race-related violence.
It's 2022 and this should not be the news we're still hearing. We keep talking about how evolved we are as human beings, and it's 2022 and we are still hearing this. Moise did not deserve what happened to him. He was in his right. He worked for 2 days. In his right, he went to ask for his pay. 2 days backed up pay. So now a black man cannot ask for his money. They killed him because he asked for his money. It's bad enough that they didn't want to pay him, but did he have to die? It's very sad, very painful. This is a tragedy. Moise did not deserve this. He did not deserve for his life to be cut short so early at 24. A young, working hard man. A man working hard for himself, for his family, being a productive member of society. He did not deserve this. This says how soulless these people are, because you have to not have a soul for you to be able to do these things, to commit these acts. This says how far gone they are. So the criminals have been arrested and we hope that justice would be served. Police Chief Henrique Damasceno said the kiosk owner helped to identify the assailants by providing the security video and did not take part in the assault on the deceased. Brazilians have also taken to the street in protest, asking for justice for Moise.
The protest organized by the family was much larger than expected. Thousands throughout Brazil calling for justice for Moise Kabagambe, a Congolese migrant whose face is now everywhere. He's become a symbol for the Black Lives Matter movement. Moise was brutally beaten to death in this beach kiosk where he used to work. It's in the same neighborhood where President Jair Bolsonaro owns a house.
This neighborhood is where Brazil's elite lives. He was treated like an animal, like a thing, just because he was claiming 2 days of overdue wages, some $20. We're all here because we want black people to be treated like humans. Moise could have been my son, my brother, my cousin.
Black people represent more than half of Brazil's population, the largest number outside of Africa.
What has changed since the times of slavery? Moise was tied and beaten to death in public, as if he were a thing.
Moise's family fled the war in Congo in 2014. His mother asked for justice and peace.
We ran away from violence in the civil war to find more violence.
Suzette Gomes, a teacher and activist, says Moise's tragic death is now uniting Brazilians against discrimination.
We have to unite and fight for minorities, indigenous people, black people, gay people.
The murder happened during an electoral year, with President Bolsonaro aiming for a second term. But these protesters say that the president's silence shows how little he has done to protect minorities. Monica Yanakiev, Al Jazeera.
To think that him and his family decided to up and leave their country in a search for a new life so they could be far removed from the violence and bloodshed, only for this to happen to Moise. What really pains me when I hear of situations like this is the fact that, like we say in Nigeria, who don't die, don't die. Once a person is dead, the person is dead. We are never getting them back. And this fact really pains me, like, to my heart, my soul. I don't even have words to describe it. It's very painful. Moise is gone and we are never getting him back. And to think that he died because of something that he did not have control over. To think that people are losing their lives for no damn reason. And on a more general note now, for people that say when we talk about racism and we, say that we are complaining, probably why not stay in your country if you want to avoid it. I want to say to those people, humans should be able to travel and go wherever they want to go. Whether or not they're in search for a better life or whether or not people just want to, go live in a new environment. People should be able to do this regardless of their skin color. It's painful that they can come down here and have that luxury. But when it comes to us and something happens, they're like, yeah, you should have stayed in your country. Why would you come to my country and be safe, and I can't come to yours and enjoy same level of safety and respect that you enjoy when you are in my country? My heart goes out to Moise's family. They're definitely experiencing an unimaginable level of pain and loss, emptiness at the moment. I hope that they find the strength to go on in this tough time. And I hope that justice is served. Another warrior lost in this war against racism. Moise Kabagame, a son, a friend, a brother. I pray may your soul rest in peace and we would not forget you. I think I'm going to leave this here, guys. Do let me know what your thoughts are of the situation. And also I want to say thank you to Star for sharing this story with us here on the channel. Guys, I'll see you down below in the comment section.